Imagine this moment. You are in the middle of a sentence, not a filler sentence, not idle chatter, a sentence that matters. You are articulating a thought that carries weight. Perhaps it is at a dinner table where ideas shape perception. Perhaps it is in a business meeting where status is silently negotiated. Perhaps it is among friends where influence is subtle but permanent. Your voice is steady. Your thought is unfolding with precision. And then it happens. A voice cuts through the air, not gently, not accidentally. Someone steps directly over your words, hijacking the space you occupied, pushing your voice into the background as if it never mattered. In that precise instant, something ancient awakens inside you. A biological switch flips, your pulse quickens, your jaw tightens, heat rises to your face. The instinct is primal. Fight back. The average person reacts without thinking. They raise their voice, they speed up their words, they talk louder, sharper, faster, desperately trying to reclaim territory. They fight noise with more noise, and in doing so, they lose something far more valuable than the floor. They lose authority. Because the moment you compete for airtime, you signal scarcity. The moment you rush to be heard, you reveal insecurity. The moment you allow another person's lack of discipline to dictate your emotional state, you surrender internal control. The Stoic does not fight noise with noise. The Stoic enters the void. Today, we are going to deconstruct how to command respect instantly when someone interrupts you, not through aggression, not through sarcasm, and not through fragile dominance, but through composure, silence, and surgically chosen words. You will learn why reaction is surrender, why pausing is not weakness but domination, and why the calmest person in the room quietly holds the most power. We will draw from Stoic philosophy, Zeno, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, not as abstract thinkers, but as tacticians of human behavior. By the end of this video, you will possess not only the phrases, but the inner posture required to remain sovereign when others lose control of their tongues. To master interruptions, we must first understand the terrain. This is a binary interaction. On one side stands the insecure interrupter. This person is not confident. They are volatile. They are deeply uncomfortable with silence. To them, a pause in conversation feels like a vacuum, one that must be filled immediately with their opinions, their stories, their ego. They interrupt not because they are powerful, but because they are anxious. They believe domination of conversation equals domination of the room, but this is an illusion. True power does not scramble for attention. It does not rush. It does not force itself into every space. On the other side stands the Stoic archetype, the observer. The observer is unmoved. The observer understands that power does not shout. Power waits. When you are interrupted, the mind immediately whispers a lie. You've been disrespected. You must reclaim control. This is the trap. Stopping your speech does not mean submission. Stopping is not defeat. Stopping is positioning. This is what we call weaponized silence. Consider the dynamics of a spotlight. When you are speaking, the spotlight rests naturally on you. When someone interrupts, they are lunging for that light. If you fight them, if you raise your voice or push back, you both end up wrestling in the mud. The audience sees chaos, not strength. But if you stop, instantly, precisely, without emotion, you do something profoundly counterintuitive. You hand them the spotlight entirely, and you do it while they are unprepared. You leave them alone with their rudeness. You force them to carry the weight of the moment alone. You allow the room to feel the imbalance they created. This is dignity in action. Zeno of Citium once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." This was not a call to passivity, it was a lesson in hierarchy. The compulsion to speak is often a sign of inner disorder. The ability to remain silent is evidence of self-mastery. The Stoics understood something modern culture has forgotten.
The person who can tolerate silence controls the interaction. When you are interrupted, do not see the interrupter as a threat. See them as evidence of a lack of temperance, discipline, and internal order. Before we discuss the phrases themselves, we must establish the emotional logic bridge. Why are you using these techniques? If your goal is to win, humiliate, or dominate the other person, you have already lost your Stoic footing. You are still enslaved by ego. The purpose is not to crush others, it is to protect your inner sanctuary. Epictetus taught us that we cannot control what others do, only how we respond. If you snap back, you allow their lack of control to dictate your state of mind. Instead, say to yourself, "I will master my tongue so I remain master of my soul." Now, grounded in stillness, let us examine the phrases. Phrase 1. I notice you have something to say. Go ahead, I'll wait. This phrase is devastatingly effective. The interrupter expects resistance. They expect competition. When you calmly step aside and invite them forward, you remove the tension they were pushing against. The words are polite, measured, respectful, but the subtext is unmistakable. I am secure enough to wait. I am not threatened by your urgency. I will return to my point. You are the adult waiting for a child to finish a tantrum without judgment, without irritation. Phrase 2. Please finish your thought, then I'll finish mine. This appeals to justice, one of the core Stoic virtues. It is firm without hostility, clear without aggression. You pause, you make eye contact, you speak slowly. You establish a contract. You grant them space, but you reserve your own. You remind the room that order still exists and that you are the one maintaining it. Phrase 3. Silence. Sometimes the strongest phrase is no phrase at all. When interrupted, stop instantly. Do not sigh, do not smirk, do not look away. Hold eye contact, neutral expression, stillness. Let them speak. Without resistance, their energy collapses. They ramble, they stumble, they trail off. They were looking for friction, and you gave them a mirror instead. When they finish, wait 1 extra second, a sovereign second. Then say calmly, "As I was saying," and continue exactly where you left off. This demonstrates ultimate dominance, not over them, but over yourself.
Are you interrupting because you thought I was finished, or because you didn't want to hear the rest? This is reserved for repeat offenders. No sarcasm, no venom, only curiosity. This question pulls the subconscious dynamic into the conscious mind. It forces accountability. Most people interrupt on autopilot. This disrupts the pattern. They retreat, not because you attacked, but because you exposed reality. I'm going to pause you there. I wasn't quite done. Stoicism is not passivity. It is disciplined engagement. Sometimes a boundary must be drawn.
The key word is pause. You are not stopping them. You are controlling the tempo. Flat tone, downward inflection, no emotion. A fact, not an accusation. You seem passionate about this. Why don't you start and I'll follow? This reframes their interruption as emotional excess. You step out of competition. You become the composed observer. Often, when given full permission to speak, they suddenly have very little to say. The thrill was never the idea, it was the interruption. Now, integrate this into your life. The next time someone interrupts you, feel the impulse to react. Recognize it. Release it. Remind yourself, I am not here to fight for attention. I am here to maintain dignity. Choose stillness. People listen to those who speak less, but speak with weight. When you respect your silence, the world respects your words. Be stillness in the storm. Remain sovereign. Let your silence speak. That is the Stoic way. That is the path of power. If you found value in this reflection, subscribe and turn on notifications. Comment composure to signal your commitment to mastering your tongue. Stand tall, remain unmoved, and let your presence do the talking.